What up? This is Robert Ory.
Ory, three-pointer. Buries it.
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Ory for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Ory from downtown.
My brain still hurts from all the riddles at the end of last week's show. It is the Shoot-Around, episode 2 this week of the Big Shot Bob podcast. B-Dog Brandon Harper, Rob Jenners, that, of course, 7-time NBA champion, Robert Ory. Did you happen to notice, this is something we didn't get to, I had a couple people say, hey, guys, you didn't talk about this on the Tuesday show, the typos on the Kobe statue.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
I saw that. It was, so Jose Calderon was misspelled Calderson. Jose Calderson. Von Wafer was Vom Wafer, and they misspelled decision twice incorrectly. The word decision. Apparently, the Lakers are already getting it fixed.
Shout out to the people or person who really was looking at the
looking at the stats and all that stuff, and and trying to figure it out.
Which you would, because when a statue like that, you're gonna look at everything. Because people are going to read stuff.
Was there not somebody's job, though, to probably double-check that stuff?
Exactly.
Or, you know what I mean? Like, how many people worked on that statue? Tons, right? I mean, maybe not 100, but a lot. A lot of people.
You know, someone was designed just to do the chipping of the names and the stats. Like that.
No one thought to double-check that? I don't know. What word can you not spell correctly to save your life? Was my question off of the typos. Because if I had to type that stuff up manually, I would have screwed up a bunch of stuff.
You know what? If it weren't for the iPhone, restaurant always gives me troubles.
Restaurant? Okay. That one I feel okay with, but I screwed that one up a lot as a kid. Yeah, mine is very easy. Necessary. I don't know how many C's and how many S's are in that goddamn word, but I always get it wrong. Microsoft Word is like, no, not even close. No, it's not 4 C's and necessary, you idiot. And I'm like, but there should be. That's why I screw that word up every freaking time I spell it.
It's
I'm trying to see, is there a word specifically that just be
every time it comes up, you're like, shit, I'm gonna misspell this word. I've got another one for you. Guarantee.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's an A or an E or where the second E goes after the 2 E's at the end. I screw it up every time. I misspell
I'm not saying,
every time.
I mean, this word has given me a little issue, especially when I type for some reason. Consequence.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Is a good one.
I don't know why, but I pause a little bit and then I go with it.
Yeah, no, I just thought of another one. Convenience. Convenience screws me up because I'm like EIIEEENEIEECE and the words like fuck no, don't do that. You're not even close.
Yeah,
I'm just a bad speller. Period. I was a math guy.
Oh yeah, no, I'm a terrible speller, and you're right, dude. Thank God for autocorrect.
I know,
because
right?
dude, I would look and sound like a complete friggin' idiot most of the time. I misspell everything. I'm a terrible speller. Thank God I was in charge of the Kobe statue. We got a question from Jake Rob about H-Town. You're heading to H-Town next week. How about them boys Jalen Green and Cam Whitmore balling out in H-Town? Your boy Ty Lue said this week it reminded him of Tracey McGrady and Vince Carter when they got to Toronto together.
Hey, sidebar. Jalen Green better be balling out. He's going to have a family to feed soon.
Well, bring that up. You did, but okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Hey, but y'all remember when I said Cam Whitmore was my pick for Rookie of the Year?
Yes, that's right. Yes, absolutely right. You did say that. I forgot.
I've always liked Cam Whitmore. And when he went to the G League, I was like, what the fuck are they doing over there?
Yeah.
Was he hurt or were they trying to get him, I don't know. But I like Cam Whitmore. I think those two guys are very athletic. When you watch Jalen play, I'm like, God, some of the things he does, it's just they got to be more consistent. That's the biggest thing when it comes to becoming great. Consistency is the biggest key. You look at all the greats; they were consistent each and every night. And do you love the game enough to be consistent and block out the outside noise? Are you too interested in doing whatever it is it may be instead of putting in the body of work to make yourself great? So they are good. And even though I think Sengun is the best on that team, but those two guys are fucking talented.
And speaking of Sengun, he avoided a major injury.
I was going to say, he's hurt, right?
Yeah, but they said he has a severely sprained ankle. but it looked a lot worse than what they said it actually was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I thought he was going to be out for the season.
Yeah, the second they start doing X-rays and MRIs and shit, you're like, oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, but I mean, they're fun to watch. They're a lot of fun. Somebody posted some highlight reels and stuff of the two of them playing recently. And man, they're just. I've not watched a lot of the Rockets at all, but the clips and shit of those guys, they look good. They look like they're having fun.
Jalen Green might have a dunk of the year, because the way he baptized Buddy, it was disgusting. I mean, from every angle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's been.
I mean, hey man,
it's crazy the bounce these dudes got now, and the way they're able to dunk on people, and even the dunk Ant-Man missed on AD the other night. I'm like, Jesus. But it's just too many to just say,
Hey man, it's amazing what a man will do when he got responsibilities.
All of a sudden, there's a little more jump in your hop. You know what I mean?
There's a little bit more pep in your step.
A little bit more by necessity. By necessity. I ain't fitting to get cut. Somebody got to catch a paycheck here, man. Rob, this is a question from Harry. Do you think Isaiah Thomas deserves another shot at playing in the league? Dude was balling out in his G League debut. For record, he scored 32, 5 3-pointers made, 4 assists in his G League debut for the Hornets. He said he'll keep trying to make it back until they tell him to stop.
Hey, he should. Keep trying, follow your dream. Keep trying to get back to the league, because, think about it. An injury took him out. And now the game is kind of, of what he was when he was playing, shooting J's, getting to the hole, because when he was in the league at his prime, it was that middle of the road where there was transitions to no foul calls.
Yep.
So I think he'll be fine because someone just got to give him a shot. I think a lot of times these teams, they look at the age instead of the capability of getting it done on the court.
Sure.
And so I'm looking at that. So I think he should be fine. He should keep working, putting it into work.
I would like to see him make a roster. I really would.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him back in the league. And I think if he continues to play the way he's playing, he's got a legit shot at it.
Yeah, you talk about little guys who's had to overcome a lot of stuff. And the fact that he's still fighting, because I remember listening to him in an interview, he talked about, somebody asked him why he continues to fight. He was like, because I got to set a good example for my kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got to set a good example, letting them know that regardless of whatever you're dealing with or how many no's you get, you got to keep fighting until you get that yes.
Good for him.
So,
yeah, that's the right approach. Rob, the Tick Pick posted this over the weekend. I wanted to get your thoughts on it. Just one of those random Twitter pages.
Like what kind of website you on?
No, Tick Pick is the name.
Oh, okay.
No, not Dick Pick.
No, I wasn't eating that.
Dick Pick did not post this over the weekend. They posted some other shit I sent you. Don't look at that. No, they posted. They said, "What was the greatest what if in NBA history?" Was the question.
Oh, I saw this.
And I actually thought some of the responses were really good. Some of the answers were. Some of the people put it up there. What if Derrick Rose hadn't torn up his knee?
Yeah.
I think that, that's a good one. What if Penny stayed healthy?
Yeah.
That's a big one. What if Portland took Jordan at number
Jordan
1?
over Sam Bowie.
Instead of Sam Bowie.
Mm-hmm.
What if Len Bias had made it to the Celtics instead of passing?
Boy.
That league would have been a lot different.
The Len Bias, you think about the Celtics, back then it was about getting the pick. And they still were good at that moment. You get Len, you back on top.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't think people understand how good Len Bias was.
Yeah, we never really got to see it to fruition, but,
Yeah, he was amazing. But
that's a huge what if, though.
Yeah.
I mean, how different does the league look with Boston with Len Bias?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah. It's so many what ifs.
Oh, there's tons.
And you think about what's the kid from Portland,
Brandon Roy, if he wouldn't have got hurt.
If he never got hurt, so I just think it's like, for me, I think the Michael Jordan one comes out to me, kind of sticks out. What if Michael Jordan would have got drafted by Portland? With him and Clyde been together in Portland. So many different things that would have that could have, came to pass. Think about him. That team, we forget that Portland team was pretty damn good up there.
No, they
and
were
then you
all
had
right,
Michael Jordan. Oh my goodness.
I got another what if with Mike, but it might hit you in your heart.
It don't matter. We still won that shit.
You talking about what if Mike wouldn't have walked out?
Hey, it wouldn't have mattered. Shit.
Oh,
they have a a dream.
Hey, what if Jordan would have never left, boy?
It wouldn't have mattered because we were kicking. We've been so beat up by the Knicks by the time we got to us.
This show would have been starring 5-time NBA champion Robert Horry.
Hey, what if the dumbass Rockets would have sent me to fucking Detroit?
Oh
man.
I'll probably be 0-time champion. They wouldn't have no championships.
What if another one? What if Kobe would have never got traded from Charlotte to the Lakers?
I know.
Yeah, that's a good one. What if Kobe left? Remember there was all the buzz about wasn't it Chicago?
Yeah.
Kobe was going to go to the Bulls?
Here's the one I like to say. What if Grant Hill never got injured?
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
Think about how fucking good Grant Hill was.
He was in his prime.
He kind of revolutionized the game at that point. Scottie Pippen was the point forward, but when Grant came in, he was a scoring point forward that did it all big. It was just amazing. So
yeah, that's a good one.
What if Rob wouldn't hit the shot versus Sacramento?
We still beat them Bugs.
I was gonna say, you were down what? It would have been.
You would have been down 3-1, right?
3-1.
Oh, was it 3? Would have been down 3-1. That's quite a hole to dig yourself out of at 3-1. Quite a hole.
We had Big Fella and Cole. We were good to go.
I get it, but you had Big Fella and Cole down 3-1. and the Suns smelling. That's blood in the water for any team.
Let me. Speaking of Big Fella, let me throw this one at you then. What if Shaq came into camp every year in full Shaq shape? Would he arguably maybe be top 5 greatest of all time that ever played?
I won't be talking to you guys right now because I have probably about 10 championships.
No joke. Dude, he'd have probably like 6 or 7 rings. He won 4 doing what he was doing. If he came in every year in peak condition, can you imagine? He would have run the whole league over like a freaking...
No, if he came in shape and he shot free throws way better than he did. Just give him 10. Let's give him 20% better because I made him like 65%.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it was not good. But
yeah, it's a lot of what ifs.
There's tons. There's tons and tons and tons. You could do it all day, but I thought it was a great topic because there's so many.
What if Ralph Sampson would have never got injured?
True.
His knees went out. Ralph. I don't think people understand how good Ralph was before his knees went out. He was a beast.
What if Greg Oden would have never got hurt?
That would be like, because he never showed me anything in high school, college. He showed me stuff in college. He didn't show me anything on
It's so hard with those guys, though, because you just don't know. They show the flashes, but you don't know what they.
He didn't have the mobility that most bigs did. He was just a hell of a shot blocker, a hell of a defender, but he wasn't gonna give you buckets though. And like, what if Portland would have took KD instead of
instead of Oden? Yeah.
All right, let's move on to something that I saw this week that I genuinely could not believe.
Me either.
Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. My initial thought was he should start coffin shopping because Mike Tyson is going to murder him. Like Mike Tyson at his age now, and I think Mike's like 57 or something like that. He's watching him hit the bags and watching him hit the gloves. He's out of control. He's still just filthy, and he looks strong, and he looks like he's in shape. And you watch him just spar against these guys, and you're like, you're gonna kill this kid. Then you find out that there's rules to this. They're gonna both wear headgear. And they're going to use 18-ounce gloves as opposed to the 8 or 10-ounce gloves they use in regulation heavyweight. So basically, this is sparring, more or less, with the way they're doing this. But they will not let him fight Mike Tyson without headgear on. It's July 20th at AT&T Stadium.
Which one is Jake? The WWE guy or the
No, the WWE's Logan. Okay, Jake's the boxer.
Jake's the boxer?
Jake's the boxer. And he's a legitimately good boxer. That's the other thing, too. He's a good boxer. He's got a pretty decent record. He's held his own in most of the bigger matches
He hasn't lost, has he?
I think he has, but I think he has one loss, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm wrong. But from what I've seen of that kid, he's a good boxer. I think you will look foolish putting headgear on in a ring and still calling yourself a pro boxer. Like, if you're going to fight Mike Tyson, fight Mike Tyson. Fight him.
I think they're doing that for Mike's sake, because remember the last time Mike fought, he didn't have the stamina.
Oh, no, he didn't.
That he had. That was like 4 years ago or something. When was a charity fight he had? Who was it with? Was it with Holyfield or was it with?
Was it Lennox?
The guy from Florida. What's his name?
I don't know. But part of me is
He's
leaning
from Pensacola. Pound for pound, Roy
Jones.
Roy Jones
Jr.
Yeah. It was Roy Jones they fought. You remember how he gave out a win like out of the third or fourth round.
Yeah, but this was also in the heyday of Mike smoking a lot of weed and then not spending a lot of time in the gym. And
are you talking about the most recent fight that they had?
Yeah, remember they did like the little charity fight when he didn't have the stamina. That was like 4 years ago. As you get older, you still ain't gonna just build up stamina like that.
I know.
That's true. I think there were stipulations to that fight, though. I think that I think there was a no knockout type of clause or something within that fight, if I'm not mistaken.
There might have been. I just think from both of their perspectives, you will look foolish with big, heavy, like kangaroo gloves on and headgear in a ring, which, by the way, is going to be streamed on Netflix in a stadium full of people. And dude, if you're going to fight, just fight. Don't do this. Don't let's not make a clown show. Boxing sucks enough already. Let's not make a clown show of it.
2020 when they did this fight.
That was back in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
God, I barely remember that at all.
Yeah.
But then again, 2020 was a bit of a blur, so nothing eventful happened in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, happy COVID anniversary. We just passed it.
Yeah.
We just passed the COVID anniversary. Remember,
also known as the Rudy Gobert anniversary.
Rudy Gobert tap the microphones anniversary. Yeah, we just passed it.
What's 4 years ago did the NBA shut down? Yesterday was 4 years, right?
Yeah, it was 4 years on this past Monday. Yeah, so it would have been oof. Just I remember we were sitting across the street and I remember them announcing it. I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" And then that was the beginning of everything. That was when it started. The NBA suspended the season, and everything else went completely out of control. All right, last question came from Ben. Rob, does Christian get an allowance?
No.
Here's why I asked. I saw this week that Larsa Pippen had to defend giving her daughter Sophia $2,500 a month in allowance. She's 15 years old. Larsa's defense is that LA is expensive. Does Chris get an allowance? And the follow-up question was, did you guys get an allowance as kids, and what did you have to do for it?
My kids don't get an allowance,
How do they have money? Do they have jobs? Do they work?
They each got credit cards, and Chris has Apple Pay. But the thing about Chris, my oldest and my middle son, they're adults. They have jobs.
Sure.
But Chris, is this is how crazy Chris is. He went on, we share an account on PlayStation, right? Okay. And he bought a game. He's like, "Dad, I owe you money for the game." I said, "No, you don't. It's on me." He made me take money from him for the game. I put it back when he wasn't looking. But he would not. He's the type of kid, like, he wants to earn whatever he does. He wants to pay for his own way. And so I give him that, though. So no, my kids don't,
So he does not get an allowance.
He doesn't get an allowance because they just use Apple Pay for everything, which goes straight to my account.
Which is basically an allowance then. Shit. I was going to say, you're like, he's got a credit card. Who pays a credit card bill?
Yeah. Me, but it's just food and gas. He doesn't go. Chris won't buy clothes. He'll go online, buy clothes, and he'll come and ask us.
So this is like basic living expense. It's not like he goes out and he runs up the credit card bill, and you got to sit him down and go, "All right, listen, you got to have a conversation."
Yeah.
So, all right. Did you get an allowance when you were a kid?
Yeah, if I mowed the lawn or took out the trash, and it was just like maybe like $1.
Yeah, I think I got $5 a week. But my $5 a week meant trash in and out every week, no exception. Mowing the lawn with my dad, no exception. And there was dishes. I had to help with dishes every night, no exception. You skipped a night, your allowance was gone for the week. $2,500 a month.
Wow.
What the hell do you do with $2,500 a month? Yeah, man.
She probably got an apartment, car.
$2,500. She's 15 years old. She ain't even driving yet.
And she getting money. I mean, I'm pretty sure she getting what kind of money is she getting from, or did she get from Scotty? Like,
oh yeah, that's true too. You're double dipping.
So depending on what she's doing,
you're in a divorced household. You already got 2 Christmases. Yes. You're making out.
Yeah,
you're cleaning up.
But I'm just talking about the way that Larsa is being able to give her daughter $2,500 a month, whatever she got from Scotty plus whatever she's doing.
Oh, she's all isn't she like in the Housewives and all that stuff?
Yeah,
she still does all that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, she can do $2,500 a
month. That's a lot of money,
dude. That's a lot of money for a
15-year-old?
15-year-old kid. By the way, she's gonna get into trouble. I'm sorry, you can't give a 15-year-old $2,500 a month and expect them to live a nice, clean-cut, straightforward life. I would get into so much shit with $2,500 a month.
I will say this about her. You know, Christian is friends with her and Justin, her brother.
Yeah.
They're really, really nice kids.
Oh, it's not. I'm not disparaging their character. Yeah. I'm just saying, as a kid, if you give a 15-year-old that much money, I mean, liquid cash just to go spend on anything, you're gonna get yourself into trouble. You're gonna get in trouble.
Stacking it.
Oh, I don't know, man. Dispensable income at that age gets you in all kinds of problems, man. All kinds of problems. In a state where weed is legal. Oh goodness.
Look at you.